Okay, so today we are going to discuss the first mode of the major scale, which is Ionian Mode. Ionian Mode is just the Greek name for the major scale, so the two terms can be used interchangeably. So C Ionian and C major are the exact same scale. We're going to do all the modes in the key of C, and that way when we're done all 7 modes of the major scale, we can go back and we can do a direct sonic comparison as to how all the modes sound in parallel in the same key of C. Okay, so here we go. C Ionian, the formula is root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and root. And since we're in the key of C, the notes are going to be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. The reason why Ionian sounds the way it does is because of its configuration of whole steps and half steps. So between root and 2, you have a whole step. 2 and 3 is a whole step, followed by a half step between 3 and 4, whole step between 4 and 5, whole step between 5 and 6, whole step between 6 and 7, and half step between 7 and 8. For those of you who aren't familiar with whole step and half step, you might know it as tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 and semitone. So for the guitar, whole step and tone are a 2-fret distance, half step and semitone are a 1-fret distance. And that's basically it for Ionian Mode. The big mystery for a lot of people is how to build modal chord progression. So I'd like to discuss that. And it's a 3-step process. So the first step is to always determine what is the parent major scale. So parent major scale. And for C Ionian it's itself. So the parent major scale is basically going to be just what we did. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C again. The second step is to determine what the 1, 4, and 5 chords are from the parent major scale. So if we look up here, we can see that our 1 chord is going to be C. Our 4 chord is going to be F. Oops. And the 5 chord is going to be G. So C, F, and G are the 1, 4, and 5 chords. And when you're working with the harmonized major scale in triads, okay, we're just dealing with triads today, the 1, 4, and 5 chords are always major. And this brings us to the third and final step. And that is to take the root note of the mode that you want and to put it in the base of the 3 chords. So since we want C Ionian, we want to take that C and we want to put it in the base of the 3 chords. So we're going to get slash chords, not to be confused with the guitarist from Guns N' Roses. So the first chord is going to be C with C in the bass, so we're just going to leave that as C. The next chord is F over C, or F with C in the bass. And the third chord is going to be G with C in the bass. So there's our 3 chords. When you're working with slash chords, the chord on the top left is your triad. And just remember, the triad is just the root, 3rd, and the 5th of that chord. So for G, the the notes are going to be G, B, and D. The note on the bottom right, so the C here, is going to be our bass note. So essentially what we're doing is we're playing a G chord with C in the bass. And this is really easy to visualize and to illustrate on a keyboard. So just imagine that your right hand's playing G. So you got the notes G, B, and D with the right hand, and the left hand is playing C. So one of the things that I like about slash chords as well is it's an easy way to create a more complex chord. So if we were to have F over C, and if we were to notate it as a chord with a C root note, we would get C major 6, sus4 with no fifth, and G over C, if you were to give it a C root note, it would be C major 7 sus4. So some pretty crazy names here that might really scare off a lot of people. And when you're dealing with slash chords, F with C in the bass, G with C in the bass is a lot easier to understand. Let's turn this into a chord progression. So we're going to go with C for one measure. There's our 4 beats. The next chord, let's go to G with C in the bass, 4 beats. And then we've got F with C in the bass. And then I'm going to go back to G with C in the bass. And I'll write these out for you guys. So here's our C chord. And that's going to be at fret 3. Okay, and you can just bar your third finger across at fret 5. So the fingering here is 1, 3, 3, 3. G with C in the bass is right here. And I'll put the root notes for the G portion of the triad here. So you're just basically barring that first finger across fret 3 from the A through to the high E string. Fingering is 1, 3, 2, 1, 1. And our F with C in the bass is here. Root note on fret 1 on the high E. You can bar that first finger across. And here's our fret 3. Fingering is 3, 4. Let's draw that a little better. 3, 4, 2, 1, 1. And then you're back to G with C in the bass again. So here's the first chord. Here's how that's going to sound. So basically, there you go. Next chord, G with C in the bass. And then we've got F with C in the bass. And back to G with C in the bass. So let's put that all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it definitely has a very happy sound to it. It makes me think of like Van Halen's Jump or Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. And when you're going through the modes, part of the ear training that you're going to want to do is have a couple of other songs or melodies to reference that are in that mode. That's going to help you, like I said, with the ear training aspect and help the mode stick a little bit better. So just in review today, Ionian, first mode of the major scale. There's 3 steps to developing the modal chord progression. And I'll put up a backing track for this so you guys can kind of solo along with this as well. So that's it for Ionian Mode. We'll talk to you later.